guys, next story. So I forgot to write down my notes for this, but this is Lil Romeo and Master P. So I can kind of just go off the top of my head. So Master P had posted his condolences when DJ Twitch had committed suicide last week. And many celebrities were offering their condolences and just putting up posts on social media of what, DJ Twitch meant to them. And Master P also did put a post up for DJ Twitch. And Lil Romeo was upset about the post because Lil Romeo felt like Master P, now I just told y'all I didn't write down my notes, so I'm just going off of, this is not verbatim, I'm just giving you guys the story. So Lil Romeo felt like Master P didn't even know who DJ Twitch was, and he's pouring out all of these emotions about him killing himself on social media. However, when his sister, Master P's own daughter, earlier in the year, Master P was mum's the word, okay? And Lil Romeo had a problem with that. The confrontation between Lil Romeo and Master P ended up evolving because as people were commenting and replying back to Lil Romeo and saying how, his father did the best that he could, and his father is always taking care of him and taking care of the family and yap, then it turned into Lil Romeo saying, you guys don't know anything about my family. You guys don't know that we live month to month, that we are broke, talking about his siblings, and that Master P has never really given them any money or helped them in the way that you would think that he has, that he was a child rapper. He had the endorsements of Rap Snacks, which is, one of Master P's, the items that he's is really good. Those Rap Snacks is good. I haven't tasted none of his other stuff, but the Rap Snacks are good. But Lil Romeo said he never got any royalties or anything from that, and that he basically has not really gotten the help that people would think that Master P would give his own children, like people would think. And of course, now Master P feels like he did all of that because it was all about money, and that Lil Romeo was just more concerned about the fact that he maybe didn't get the money from Master P like he thought he was, and he wasn't even really concerned about the sister. But really, he was always talking about the sister at the beginning. This is all turned into something else as everybody else, the peanut gallery, social media has weighed in and said things, and then he's commented to them. And that's how the money part has come into it. You guys have to remember, when Lil Romeo was younger and when they were having the issues with the mother, you guys remember that Lil Romeo's mother, Master P's ex-wife, was addicted to drugs. And for a long time, Lil Romeo and the rest of the kids were on the mom's side, even though she was drug addict. Even though she was drug addicted, they still was on the mom's side, and they had issues with the way that Master P handled it. But somewhere along the line, as time had went on, and I think that they felt like the mom had gotten so far gone on drugs that they, eventually Lil Romeo kind of came over to Master P's side. But I always remember at the beginning when all of that stuff was happening and how much they all had a problem with Master P. And remember when the divorce was going through and Lil Romeo was saying how he was going to give her his money, whatever money that he had, he was going to give to the mom because Master P was like not giving her any money and all of that. Do you guys remember that? That happened a long time ago, but I do remember all of this happening. And so I think that the relationship between Lil Romeo and Master P has always been kind of contentious, but I think that maybe, this is just my opinion, because this could be totally off, but I feel like maybe Lil Romeo has just been quiet and not said anything, kind of going along to get along with his dad, because that's his dad and he respected him. But now that he's gotten older and he has a child of his own and he's becoming his own man, he feels that now he wants to speak up, okay? And that there were a lot of things that he felt that wasn't right. You know, it's hard for people to weigh in on that situation from the outside, because you can look at it from both points. You know, as a parent, you usually do what the best that you can for your children. And you know, you try to provide for them and all of that. But then as a child, you can also feel like your parents fucked up in a whole lot of ways, you know? And so it's sad to see the two of them trying to hash this out on social media, as opposed to them, you know, really sitting down and trying to talk with each other. But this also feels like this has been going on for like years and years, and it's just not really, it's been one of them things that's just stays below the surface, but you know it's there, and that eventually it's going to blow up. You guys, really, Master P doesn't seem like the nicest person. Okay, he actually seems like he could be somewhat of an asshole. He definitely seems like he is the, I don't want to use the word tyrant, but he seems like the type that is just sort of like, what I say go, I'm the one with the money, you either get with it or you get gone. You know, he's always kind of struck me as that. Of course, a lot of people have a lot of respect, and I do too, for Master P, for what he's achieved, you know, with his label and what he's doing out there in New Orleans and also in business in general. But he never has seemed like he's been like the nicest, coolest, anything. He just kind of seems like somewhat of an asshole, you guys. That doesn't mean that he failed as a father, but I can see where he probably has rubbed many people the wrong way, including his own family members. Okay, and clearly his son. Now Lil Romeo is saying that he is getting his, you know, getting some royalty money from the rap snacks, you know. Better late than never is what they say. Shout out to Riley Burress. But, you know, yeah, that story is probably very deeply rooted, and it's probably a lot to it that we don't know. And I think that Lil Romeo does love his dad, but I think he also knows that his dad didn't do right by them in a lot of ways. And it is too bad that it came out. It shouldn't have come out on social media like that, but I mean, it is what it is. It's here now, so hopefully they can get it. Hopefully they can get it situated and settled, because you know, we just hate to see families fall apart like that. But you know, it happens. It happens. So anyway, that's what's going on. But have you guys been following that little back and forth between the two of them? You guys tell me, what do you guys think about that? Have you guys had experience with this type of activity when it comes to your parents, or even as a parent when it comes to your child? Have you had some, I mean, you know, our children are always going to be able to find a way to, you know, that we have pissed them off in some kind of way. But if it's something really deep like this, have you ever experienced something like this on either end? You guys let me know. And y'all, I guess since we talking about Lil Romeo, we can talk about old Lil Bow Wow. Okay, Mama named him Shad Moss. Now, I don't really know what's going on with Shad and Jermaine, but they've been at odds for a while now. I mean, the last couple of years, it seems like Lil Bow Wow has been annoyed at best with Jermaine Dupri, and has tried to distance himself or separate himself from the whole So Def, Jermaine Dupri, you know, label and things, which he'd never be able to do, because when you think of Lil Bow Wow, you think of So Def, and when you think of So Def, you think of Jermaine Dupri. They are something that is it's a package deal. We gonna always think of Lil Bow Wow and JD, okay? But I've noticed that Lil Bow Wow has had an attitude with JD recently, and not really sure what that's about. But anyway, Jermaine Dupri was on some interview, podcast, or whatever, and he was talking about how he created 106 in Park for Bow Wow, because apparently he was in New York, and he went to the TRL studios, and to the TRL show, and just realized that we didn't have, when I say we, I mean us Black folks, we didn't have a show of that same kind of caliber or that same kind of idea for Black music, and that Black teens want to be able to get up there and scream for their favorite singer, rapper, star as well. So that was where 106 in Park came about, and let JD tell it. He was the one that came up with the idea. He said that he created it actually for Lil Bow Wow. And I guess Lil Bow Wow was going to be the host of the show. Well, I was thinking to myself, like, Lil Bow Wow was young when 106 in Park first started, but I guess. But anyway, that's what Jermaine Dupri said. Well, Lil Bow Wow was upset with that and said, "Stop the cap." Okay, that's what you young folks said. Stop the cap. Okay, that basically JD was lying and that he did not create 106 in Park for Bow Wow. As a matter of fact, he didn't create the show at all. Okay. Bow Wow said that, yes, he did, go on to 106 in Park, and he did have all of those number ones, and he stayed at number one for a long time, and he really did have something to do with the 106 in Park culture. However, he said that it was a lie that Jermaine Dupri was taking the credit for 106 in Park, that he was trying to take the creativity away from Stephen Hill and all the rest of them, who were really the ones that came up with the show. And as people were going back and forth with Bow Wow and saying, you need to have more respect, he said his piece, and I guess it got to the Brat. The Brat, mama named her Shantae Harris, actually responded to Bow Wow and said that she about sick of seeing this nigga all up on social media disrespecting JD, who definitely was the person who made you, okay? He is the reason that you became what you were. He's the one that wrote the music for you, produced the music for you. If Snoop hadn't have brought him to you, we don't know if Snoop would have done the same thing for you that JD did for you. And she's just tired of it. She said that definitely JD was the reason that 106 in Park happened, that she has receipts, that, he needs to just stop all of this. She's sick of seeing it. And if she has to, she will go back and forth for JD. You guys know that the Brat is always 10 toes down for JD. Okay. So after she did that, Bow Wow came back out and said that he has too much respect for the Brat to go back and forth with her on social media, and that he would, he talked to her already on the phone and that he would talk to her again in the future. But, he's not going to argue with her. But he still maintains that JD was telling a little falsehood. The whole thing is maybe JD did have a conversation with some people at BET and said that they needed something like that. And maybe that's the reason that he feels like he created 106 in Park. Stephen Hill ended up coming out with a comment. Let me read that to you. He said, yeah, our memories on how 106 in Park was created differ greatly. Now, no one challenges that Bow Wow helped launch 106 to great heights. That is for sure true. But created by me might be a bit of an overstep for you, my man. Love you always. Okay, so that is the comment that Stephen Hill had for JD, who was saying that he created the show. And so, the show is off and it don't even really matter right now anymore, but still, I think it's interesting that we never have heard that Jermaine Dupri had anything to do with 106 in Park. Do you guys think that Jermaine Dupri is remembering things differently, or did he just have an idea and let it, tell the people over at BET, or have a conversation with Stephen Hill or somebody who was a who's who over there at the time, and now he wants to take credit for it? So it's just sort of like, what's really the story there? But we've never heard Jermaine Dupri having anything to do with 106 in Park in the past. So I would be curious to know what are the receipts that the Brat has, because we can really make a thing out of this and just really get the information if we need to. it don't even matter. Like I said, the show is not on anymore, but you know, it's just sort of like, but the bigger question is what exactly happened with Bow Wow and Jermaine Dupri? For somebody who used to call Jermaine Dupri their dad and actually looked to him as a father figure, now all of a sudden, you know, Bow Wow don't want to be bothered. I know how it feels to sometimes want to get out from underneath a person. You know, everybody always want to say you and JD. You know, maybe he feels like he needs to be his own man and spread his own damn wings, but he's never going to be able to say that he would have been who he was, would have become who he was without the help of Jermaine Dupri. Okay? Jermaine Dupri had a very large influence in his career, and that's undeniable. So that's that on that, you guys. Bow Wow mad. He don't fuck with JD no more. He said they make beautiful magic together, but that chapter is closed. All right, you guys, next story. Amare Stoudemire. Now, when the last time y'all heard about Amare Stoudemire? I forgot all about it. I was like that other one that took over for him. What's the old girl husband name down there in Texas? The basketball player that dances and raps and shit. What is his name? Iman Shumpert. He took over from Amare Stoudemire because remember Amare Stoudemire was kind of on that same level, like fashionable, and he was always out taking pictures and, you know, all of that. So then Iman came up and honey, we forgot all about him, Amare. But anyway, I got something for you, okay? Mama ain't named him this, but he got a new name, you guys, because he has become, he is now practicing, he's a practicing Jew. In March of 2019, Mr. Stoudemire received his Israeli citizenship and adopted the name Yehoshaphat bin Abraham. Yehoshaphat bin Abraham, okay? He formally converted over to Judaism and with a rabbinical court back in 2020, okay? Y'all ain't knew that, did you? I had to let you know. Okay? Not that any of that has anything to do with this story, even though Mr. Abraham would like you to think that. Or at least he threw that in. Anyway, y'all, let me get to the story. So anyway, he has a daughter with his ex, Alexis. He actually has two daughters with his ex, Alexis. 17-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old daughter. Him and Alexis are no longer together, apparently. She dropped him off over to the house, and when the kids came in and the grandmother, which is Mr. Abraham's mama, when the grandmother called out to one of the girl answered her what? Okay, you guys know you don't answer what in the black household. It's a no-no. You better switch it up and say yes. Okay, you may even get away with a but you definitely can't answer with a what. Okay, so, child, what the man name is? Amare, he heard the daughter answer the grandmother, what, and went and confronted the daughter and was like, you being disrespectful. That is not how you talk to your grandmother. And next thing you know, let the daughter tell it. We don't know if it's the 17-year-old or the 14-year-old daughter. But the next thing you know, he punched her in the mouth. Okay, then slapped her with an open hand. So one was a fist punch and the other was an open hand slap, and then also said that he was punching at her body. Okay, so much so that she actually had blood. They said that she had blood on her sweatshirt and her sweatpants. He probably hit her in the nose. Her nose probably bled, or he may have busted her lip or something. Whatever it was, she ended up taking a picture of herself and sending the text message to her mom and saying, help, okay? Like, dad and, hit me. And so the police were called, 911 was called, and Amare Stoudemire, also known as Yehoshaphat bin Abraham, was arrested. After he got out of jail, posted his bail or whatever, he put out this statement. I'm going to read it to you. Over the last 24 hours, an incident at my family home led to my being charged with assaulting my daughter. It is an allegation based on a report that does not square with the facts. I am of the Jewish faith, This is how I knew that he was Jewish, you guys. I am of the Jewish faith. Today, Jewish people all over the world celebrate Hanukkah, and hear the story of how we fought wickedness. I believe that whatever is hateful to you, do not do to others. As the investigation unfolds, the facts will show the allegations to be groundless, as my daughter's medical condition is not the result of being assaulted by a father who is nearly 7 feet tall and weighs 250 pounds. I could never see myself assaulting any person, especially my children. I respect, protect, and love my family, particularly my children. As a father, I ask for your grace as we secure our space and privacy. Okay? Now, first of all, I don't know what you being Jewish has anything to do with you. Why you even throw that in there? Were you trying to get sympathy because there's been so much down and hate thrown at the Jewish people that you figured you would get some sympathy if you let us know that you were of the Jewish faith? It has nothing to do with anything, okay? What we talking about is you punching your daughter in the face enough for there to be blood on her clothes. Listen, people, you cannot beat the fuck out your kids. All right, you cannot do that. So you need to be able to practice some restraint. Yes, I know that our children can have the mouths and they can say some smart things and say some very hurtful things. However, as the adult, as the parent, you just can't be busting your kids in the face like that. You just cannot do that. Okay. And the fact that there was blood, if he's saying that he didn't do it, I mean, that's fine. Maybe you didn't do it, but what happened? We need to know the story. Okay. The mom, of course, came and picked up the kids and, you know, he was arrested or whatever, like I said, but yeah, no, we can't do that, y'all. We just can't do that. Okay. They definitely are arresting parents that beat up their kids. So, but what I want to know is why he had to put all that about Hanukkah in his statement. I mean, do you guys think that he was trying to play the Jew card? Do we give Jewish people a pass, you know, for beating their kids? Like, what are you doing, Mr. Stoudemire? Child, anyway. Like I said, we ain't heard hide no hair about old Abraham, Jehoshaphat. Next story. All right, you guys. So the DC Comics movie Batgirls looks like they have shelved it. Okay, I don't even know why they still put out fucking DC comic movies. They suck. Okay, I'm telling you, they suck. They are not good. Blue, don't you go down them stairs and don't you bark. They have historically, with the exception of the Batman movies and some of the Superman movies and the first Wonder Woman movie, because I didn't see any of the other ones. With the exception of those movies, for the most part, the DC comic movies are not good. They are boring. You sit there. It's just sort of, I'm telling you, as a person that loves Marvel comics, I actually love comic type movies, comic magazine type movies. DC Comics is just not where it's at, you guys. So apparently they had Batgirl. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but I had read that Batgirl didn't even talk. It's like, how you got a whole movie and the main character don't say nothing? So I guess she just gesturing and doing whatever and flipping and running and chasing bad guys and everything. But anyway, DC Comics, Warner Brothers is that's the studio that's over the DC Comics universe or whatever they call themselves. They invested, don't you bite on nothing on this tree. They invested $70 million in the movie, okay? Then, because of COVID and other like rising costs, it ballooned, it skyrocketed to 90 million. Some even say over $100 million for this movie, all right? They ended up screening the movie and letting people, like test people, go and watch the movie. And they said that it performed so poorly on test that Warner Brothers decided to shelve the movie, scrap the whole thing. They're not putting it out because they're saying that they could actually lose even more money if they try to promote it and have, you know, the stars of the movie go out and do press and all of that. They said that they can actually spend way, way, way too much money. So let's call it right now and just say that's it at $100 million. $100 fucking million. Do you know how much money that is wasteful? There are so many other projects that could have been greenlit. They go and put some bullshit up like Batgirl just to put that shit on the the back burner. And of course, what's the latest DC movie? Black Adam, was that the one? Heard that one was bad. Child, in the movies, the sad thing about it is the movies have a lot of promise, but something about from the idea to it actually happening on the screen, it just don't be right. It just be wrong, y'all. They've decided that they're going to go in a different direction. Actually, the new CEO, so Warner Brothers got a new CEO. This guy's name is David Zaslav. Okay, he's known for slashing budgets of things that he deems like unfavorable or they're not going to make any money from it. So he was like, that's it. He apparently is the person that had created CNN Plus. And it was like a subscriber streaming service that you could, I guess, which makes no sense to me because CNN is on all day, every day. So why would you need a CNN Plus, which is a streaming service of more news all day, every day? And now we got to pay for it when the shit is free, you know, on our regular cable service? Like, no. So anyway, they came out with CNN Plus. It only lasted a few days, honey. Mr. Zaslav was like, nope, that's some bullshit. Take it away. He shut that shit down real quick, okay? In a few days. So they say that this new guy has, you know, he ain't got the patience. He ain't got time to be wasting or money, even though $100 million is a lot of money. But, he's chopping away at things at Warner Brothers, saying that they've now came up with new departments and new people within the departments to try to make sure that, you know, good things come out of Warner Brothers. And in those departments, they also have a DC film production group that's been reorganized, and hopefully that they can get some better ideas for their movies. Because like I said, like Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman and who else are all of the DC comic, like there's some promise there, but it don't be, child. I tried to watch Aquaman. I was like, what is this? I mean, if what's his name wasn't so nice to look at the whole time, that was the only thing that was good about the movie. Was looking at old boy, Lisa Bonet's ex-husband. He is nice. Nice. Just nice to look at. But other than that, you guys, the movies just don't be good. The first Wonder Woman was good. I never could get through the second one. And they have a third one that was supposed to be coming, but I think that they have shelved that one too. So, I don't know, you guys. But, how about them Marvel comics though, y'all? That Wakanda Forever, good stuff, huh? And what's the next movie that's coming? What's the next movie? Is it Ant-Man? I think it's Ant-Man that's coming next. And of course, the girl that they introduced in Wakanda Forever, Braveheart, what is her name? You guys know who I'm talking about, the young black girl. She actually is gonna have her own show on Disney Plus. And that's the way that they're going to fully introduce her character to us. And then, you know, maybe she will also be out in the movies in the future, now that we don't have Iron Man anymore. Avengers is gone. So now it's time for us to get, you know, all the other characters, all the other superheroes and things, and bring them out as well. I mean, Marvel Comics has a lot of people that they can feature, but so does DC Comics, you guys. So does DC Comics. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. But anyway, I'll get out of my nerdy comic book talk. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear it, but yeah, y'all, Batgirls, it's a wrap on that. All right, you guys, next story. So they say that your girl Mary J. Blige is getting her own talk show. And I was just like, say what now? Now listen, we love Auntie. We love Auntie, even though she don't like us to call her Auntie. But you guys, she gonna always be Auntie to me. We love Mary J. Blige, but I don't know if I can picture her in a talk show type setting because she just doesn't have the personality to sit and be talking to people. You just picture Mary J. Blige up there trying to interview somebody. She frowning, she blinking hard. You know, she got that stank look on her face. I just can't imagine, you know, although I think that Mary J. Blige is very cool. She's a Capricorn, like I know, but she just doesn't seem to have the child. I was just like, what this talk show gonna be? But you guys know that Mary J. Blige is just trying to do not trying, she is succeeding in doing a lot of things. We didn't know that the girl can act. The girl actually can act and does a good job. Not only does she do well singing, touring, but she also acts, and now she wants to try, you know, dabble her toe in the talk show market. But child, I'm gonna be there as front and center whenever it comes on. So this is a first look deal that she has with BET, and it's gonna be called The Wind Down, and they say that it's raw, provocative, insightful, and real conversations with the hottest, most outspoken celebrities in their respective fields over wine. And we can expect that wine to be Mary J. Blige's wine. That's right. She also has a wine line, you guys, called Sun Goddess Wine. I think I've talked about that on Top of the Blogs when it was first launching. Have any of you guys tasted it? I haven't tasted it. But anyway, yeah, she'll be having these conversations with these celebrities with wine. And like I said, I just really want to see Mary J. Blige, because you guys know that we have seen her. First of all, she doesn't cover her whatever she's feeling. You can see it in her face. Like her expressions are shown even if she don't open her damn mouth. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm sure she'll have all of the celebrities that's on there that she really likes and all, but I can't see that old mean ass ever having no damn talk show or sitting down having fun with anybody. She just doesn't strike me as that type. But maybe we'll see a different side of Mary. Maybe we'll see a different side of Mary, and this will be, you know, her opening up and, you know, challenging herself to do something new. I mean, kudos to her for that, you know, because for a woman who said that she didn't have any confidence and, you know, had such a rough life growing up and things like that. I mean, for her to get to this place where she is nothing short of admirable and amazing, that she's, you know, that the things have ended up for her the way that they have, even with her being in an unhappy marriage and having to regroup once she got a divorce. But Mary is in her bag. Like, Mary is in her bag. Power is about to come back, so we'll see her there. She's gonna have this talk show, and they said that BET gave her some other things that she will also be doing in the future as well, with that first look deal. So good for Mary, you guys. But it's gonna be interesting seeing Auntie up there trying to interview somebody. Can you picture it? And then lastly, you guys, I just have to say how cute Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, the new little baby boy is, you guys. She finally went onto TikTok, and her very first video that she posted on TikTok was of just her own personal videos of her little boy, or pictures of her little boy, and he is just adorable. And I just keep on saying little boy because we still don't know his name. They haven't released what the name is, but just the cutest little, I mean, he looked just like her. You couldn't say that that was not her baby. They have the same expressions, the same head, the same skin tone, just as cute as can be. Maybe in the future we'll be seeing more of him. But if I was Rihanna, I would keep the little boy off of the damn internet, because y'all niggas is crazy, child. And ain't no telling what y'all might have to say. Do like Beyonce, honey. We only see them kids every now and again, other than Blue Ivy. You know, Blue Ivy had to go through what she went through, and Beyonce was just like, never again. Never again. So if Rihanna know like I know, maybe she would do best just keeping him to herself. But he is the cutest, absolute cutest little thing, isn't he? All right, you guys, that is it. I've got to get off of here. Blue did pretty good. You did pretty good, boy. Desi, good boy. Desi did. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you all excited. Anyway, you guys, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I will not see you guys again until next Thursday. Okay, so this is the last video before Christmas. I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, if you don't celebrate any of that, just this is a time, you know, for yourself or your family, whatever you guys are doing out there. I want everybody to be safe, and I will see you next week. Okay, you guys know my birthday on Monday, so y'all make sure y'all give a sis a shout out. I'm sure I will post a picture or some sort of something on Instagram to remind you guys that it's somebody that we all know and love's birthday. Anyway, you guys, let me get off of here. Gotta get back to work, child. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Say hi to the people, Blue. Tell them Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Oh, you want to kiss the people? Is that what you're trying to do? Huh? Oh, there he goes, you guys. They don't want your blanket. They don't want your blanket. See you guys. Bye-bye.